So this control system weightage, you know it all of you, 8 to 10 marks you will get it. So first chapter is basics of control system. We are having around 5 hours. So for each chapter, we'll get it around 45 minutes or half an hour. So we have to cover all the topics. I'll try to cover all the topics. So main important topics. Okay. So first one, basics of control systems. In the first chapter, mainly you have to concentrate on first one is transfer function. Second one is transfer function. Second one is type and order. Type and order of the system. Third one is time constant. Fourth one is sensitivity. These 4 topics you have to concentrate in the first chapter. So when you come to the first transfer function, so what is a transfer function? What is a transfer function? It is a mathematical equivalent model of the system, right? It is a mathematical equivalent model of the system. The definition of the transfer function is Laplace of, 2 definitions are there, Laplace of output by, try to write before me, take a pen and write it before me. Don't wait up to I'll write on the board. So transfer function equal to Laplace of output by Laplace of input with all initial conditions are 0, one definition. Second definition is there, that is Laplace of impulse response with all initial conditions are 0. This is the second definition of transfer function. So next, type and order. Type and order. So here type and order of the first open loop system will take. Type and order of the open loop system. So what is the type definition for open loop system? Type is what? Number of open loop poles at origin in open loop transfer function. That is what? G of S. Order of open loop system. Total number of open loop poles in open loop transfer function. Here also we'll see only G of S. So here type means poles at origin. Type means poles at origin. Here whereas order means total number of open loop poles in the open loop transfer function. When you come to the closed loop system, if I take a closed loop system, anybody can you define the type and order of the closed loop system? So type and order of the closed loop system, what is the type? Type of closed loop system is number of open loop poles at origin. Number of open loop poles at origin in open loop transfer function of the unity feedback system. That means you have to get the type from G of S. H of S must be equal to 1. Whereas if you take it order of closed loop system, if you take, what is the order? Total number of closed loop poles in closed loop transfer function. That means for order, we require to check the what? Closed loop transfer function. What it is tell? Closed loop transfer function is G of S by 1 plus G of S. From this you have to get the what? Order, where H of S must be equal to 1. Okay, na? So, like this, you have to get the type and order. One question will take it. Solve this question, all of you. The unit impulse response of a unity feedback system is T e power minus T of T. The type and order of the system is, come on, tell the answer. Solve it, all of you. So, first of all, is it open loop system or closed loop system? The given system is what? The given system is, they mentioned very clearly, unity feedback. Mentioned unity feedback means, feedback word is there means it is a closed loop system. So, mentioned feedback. So, closed loop system. So, closed loop, that means given response is closed loop response. Given response is closed loop response. Given response is closed loop system response. So, now find the transfer function. So, find closed loop transfer function. That is what? G of S by 1 plus G of S equal to what? What is the transfer function definition? Simply Laplace of impulse response. Because given impulse response, if you give step response, we'll use Laplace of output by Laplace of input with initial conditions are 0. Apply Laplace transform here, directly it gives closed loop transfer function. So, C of S by R of S equal to G of S by 1 plus G of S. If apply Laplace, what we are getting? Tell. Laplace of T e power minus T. So, what we are getting? 1 by S plus 1 whole square. That means what it is? Tell. It is nothing but what? Expand it. 1 by S square plus 2S plus 1. So, that means what is the order? Order equal to 2. It is a second order system. What is the type? Anybody? What is the type of the system? Order is 2. What is the type? What is the type? So, you have, for type required what? G of S. Just now only I told. For type open loop, what is required? G of S. See, open loop poles at origin. For type required open loop poles at origin. Required G of S. So, come on, do it. Convert into open loop transfer function. Next, find the type. For type need G of S. H of S should be 1. Right. So, what you got it? What is the closed loop transfer function you got? G of S by 1 plus G of S equal to, we got it 1 by S square plus 2S plus 1. So subtract the numerator term in the denominator. Directly you will get the g of s. That means what you are getting? 1 by s square plus 2s plus 1. You subtract the numerator, directly you will get open loop transfer function. So 1 by s square plus 2s. That means what you are getting? 1 by s into s plus 2. Then how many poles at origin? One pole at origin. That means what is the type? Type of the system is 1. Type is 1. Order is 2. It is having order 2 and type 1 system. Okay, na? If you ask the system gain anywhere, the question ask on system gain. So system gain, if you ask system gain, simply numerator constant by denominator constant, use it. Numerator constant by denominator constant. If you ask open loop system gain, then this formula apply to the what? Open loop transfer function. If you ask closed loop system gain, apply this formula to the what? Closed loop transfer function. Okay, na? If you ask DC gain, so if you ask the DC gain, simply first of all, DC gain valid for only closed loop system. DC gain valid for only stable systems. Valid only or exist only for stable systems. Only stable systems. Stable systems. To get DC gain, substitute S equal to 0. To get DC gain, substitute S equal to 0 because frequency 0 na. DC frequency is 0. Then you will get the DC gain. DC gain is different. System gain is different. Okay, na? System gain means simply take numerator constant by denominator constant. DC gain means put S equal to 0. Okay? Right. Next question. Same thing. Here, same question only. But I removed the feedback. You try to solve the answer for this. Get the type and order of the system. Come on. The unit impulse response of a unity feedback system. The unit impulse response of a system is t e power minus t of t. The type and order of the system is, come on, anybody answer? So the solution is, it is first of all open loop system. Given system is open loop. Given system is open loop system because no feedback mentioned. No feedback mentioned. Okay, na? So now simply find transfer function. Open loop transfer function only will get directly. That is E of s by R of s equal to G of s. That equal to Laplace of impulse response. I taken same response once with feedback, once without feedback. Previously I taken with feedback so that it came to know difference. So here without feedback, it is a open loop system. Apply Laplace. What I will get? Laplace of t e power minus t, that equal to 1 by s plus 1 whole square. That means what you are getting? 1 by s square plus 2s plus 1. 1 by s square plus 2s plus 1. Now tell what is the order, what is the type? For both the things you have to observe only G of s. That means type is what? No pole at origin. Type is 0. Order is 2. Order is 2. Okay, na? Type 0 and order 2 system. Like this you have to get the what? Type and order. Okay, na? Type, order or transfer function. Like this you have to get it. Okay? Next go for time constant. So what is the time constant definition? Are you remembered? Time constant. Time constant decide the what? Speed of the response. Time constant tau equal to what? Minus 1 by a real part of the dominant pole location. A real part of the dominant pole location. Dominant pole location. Dominant pole. Dominant pole. What is the dominant pole? The pole which is close to the what? Imaginary axis. Insignificant pole means the pole which lies in the leftmost side, and it should have a time constant less by what? 5 times. You know, na? So the pole which lies very close is called the dominant pole. You can say this is insignificant pole, but the condition to say insignificant pole is time constant less by 5 times. For example, if I take this is -1, this should take it -10. I can say blindly it is what? Insignificant pole. Insignificant pole. This is called dominant pole. This is called dominant pole. So how to find time constant? -1 by real part of pole means -1 means 1 second. If I take this pole location, what is the time constant? -1 by -10. That means what? 0.1 second. How many times less? 10 times less. The condition for insignificant pole is the dominant pole time the insignificant pole time constant must be. The condition is insignificant. Right. Insignificant pole time constant must be less than or equal to dominant pole time constant divided by 5 times. Once you satisfy this, then only it is called a what? Insignificant pole. The insignificant poles are neglected. So this is the concept of time constant. Solve this question, all of you. The open loop transfer function of a DC motor is given as 10 by 1 plus 10s. When connected in a feedback as shown below, the approximate value of Ka that will reduce the time constant of closed loop system by 100 as compared to that of closed loop system. So to find the value of Ka, come on, do it. Come on. First, what happened? Open loop system time constant, right? First, take it. Given open loop system, na? Open loop transfer function. That is what? W of S by VA of S is what is given? 10 by 1 plus 10s. That means time constant of open loop is 10 seconds. Now find closed loop transfer function. What is the closed loop transfer function? Tell, come on. C of S by R of S equal to, come on, tell, 10 by 1 plus 10s plus numerator series with Ka, na? So that means what I will get? Come on, tell. What is the closed loop transfer function? So here Ka product, na? So here also will get what? 10 Ka. Yes or no? 10 Ka. Now tell what is the closed loop pole location? Closed loop time constant, tell. Closed loop pole S equal to what? -1 minus 10 Ka by what? 10 by 10. Now tell time constant. What is the time constant of closed loop pole? Time constant of closed loop pole, tau of closed loop equal to what? 10 by 1 plus 10 Ka, na? Yes or no? Yes or no? Time constant. Yes or no? 1 minus 1 by this, na? 10 by 1 plus Ka. Now what is the statement given? The time constant of closed loop system 1 by 100 of the open loop system. That means TCL equal to T closed loop equal to 1 by 100 times of TOCL. So that means 10 divided by 1 plus 10 Ka equal to TOL is 10 divided by 100. Then what you are getting? 0.1. Then 10 equal to 0.1 plus Ka. So Ka equal to how much you are getting? 9.9. Approximately we can take it 10. Nothing wrong. Or you got the same answer? Right. Next. One more thing before going to sensitivity. Even they may ask the transfer functions on differential equation. Transfer function of differential equations. Come on, write the transfer function. Find the transfer function to the given differential equation. Given differential equation. Assume initial conditions are 0. Assume initial conditions are 0. Come on, d square y by dt square equal to x of t minus tau plus d square x by dt square. Come on, tell the answer. Tell the answer, anybody? So simply apply the what? Laplace transform. Simply apply Laplace transform. So if apply Laplace transform here, s square y of s equal to what? E power minus s tau into x of s plus s square into x of s. Take the ratio. So y of s by x of s equal to, take the ratio. Y of s by x of s equal to, come and tell what I am getting. E power minus s tau plus s square divided by what? S square. So what is the answer? 1 plus e power minus s tau by s square. This is the answer. Okay. One more question. We can take it one more topic also. Transfer function to the electrical network. Transfer function to the electrical network. The first chapter. So for example, you take inverse now, if you take it Z1, Z2 form, here if you take Z1 of S, here you take two forms are there, two models they can ask it. So here V0 of S, here VI of S. So simply transfer function equal to what? Impedance across output by total circuit impedance. That means what? Z2 of S by Z1 of S plus Z2 of S. Yes or no? This is the transfer function if you give Z1, Z2 form. If in case they give Z1 of S, here Z3 of S, here Z2 of S, be remember this like a formula. I hope you remembered. So write the formula before me, all of you. Z4 of S. What is a transfer function? Anybody? V0 by Vi. For this, what is the transfer function? V0 of S by Vi of S equal to, I told simple logic, product of shunt impedances. That means Z2 into Z4 divided by, take first Z1, multiply with remain all. Z1 with Z2 plus Z1 with Z3 plus Z1 with Z4. So now Z1 completed. Take Z2. Z2 with Z3. Z2 with Z4. So these two formulas you remember, so that you can solve the problem. Any question gives, generally they will give these two models only. This model once asked in the ESC, only once asked for 2 marks, in the GATE they didn't ask. So solve the one problem, all of you. Solve one problem. Come on, find the transfer function. Find the transfer function. Come on, solve it. 1 ohm, 1 farad, 1 ohm, 1 farad. Come on, do it. Anybody answer? Apply Laplace transform. You have to simplify parallel and series combinations. So Laplace of capacitor 1 by SC, C is 1. Here also 1 by SC, C is 1. These two are how it is parallel. Simplify parallel combination. So 1 into 1 by S divided by 1 plus 1 by S. So what we are getting, tell? 1 by S plus 1. Now simplify this series combination. So what is the series combination? 1 plus 1 by S. So that means what you are getting? S plus 1 by S. Yes or no? Now what is the transfer function? Anybody answer? Anybody answer? V naught of S by VA of S equal to. So V naught of S by VA of S equal to. Impedance across output is what? S plus 1 divided by S divided by total circuit impedance, means 1 by S plus 1 plus S plus 1 by S. So simplify this. Anybody answer? S cancel LCM. If you take, you are getting S plus 1 whole square divided by S plus 1 whole square. So what is the answer you are getting? S plus 1 whole square by S square plus 3S plus 1. This is the answer. Okay, na? At least solve the next question. Simple bit I will give. Find the transfer function. Try to solve this. Right. One ohm, 1 Henry, 1 ohm, 1 Henry. Find the transfer function. So apply Laplace transform. So S, L is 1 here. S, L is 1. VI of S, V naught of S. So what is the answer? V naught of S by VI of S equal to product of shunt impedances 1 into 1, 1 only, divided by Z1 with Z2, means yes. Yes or no? Z2 is 1, na? Sir, I will write it, plus Z1 with Z3 means S into S. Next Z1 with Z4 means 1. Next Z2 you take. Z2 is 1. Z2 into Z3, yes. Z2 into Z4, 1 into 1. Now solve it. Numerator is 1, denominator s plus this is s square na, s plus s square plus s plus 1. So what is the answer? 1 by s square plus 3s plus 1. Anybody got the same answer? Right. Next, sensitivity. Next one, sensitivity. Sensitivity also important topic. Sensitivity gives the what? Variation or deviation in the output. Variation in the output. Due to disturbance or noise or environmental conditions. Yes or no? So, it gives the deviation or variation in the output due to disturbance, noise or environmental conditions. What is the formula for sensitivity? Sensitivity of the transfer function with respect to G is what? Percentage of change in transfer function by percentage of change in G. That is nothing but what? Dou T by T divided by dou G by G. So it is nothing but what? G by T into dou T by dou G. Similarly, STH if you write, STH equal to what? Percentage of change in transfer function by percentage of change in H. So simply can write it what? H by T into dou T by dou H. If you take a open loop system, you find sensitivity for open loop system. Or remembered anybody? What is the sensitivity of open loop system? STG equal to 1. Highly sensitive. I told it. Highly sensitive. Highly sensitive. Next, if I take it closed loop system, what is the sensitivity for closed loop system? STG equal to what? 1 by 1 plus GH. And the sensitivity with feedback reduced by the factor of what? 1 plus GH. It is reduced by 1 plus GH. I told it by compare it closed loop system. By compared with open loop system, closed loop system is less sensitive. When you find STH, then we'll get what? Minus GH by 1 plus GH. Negative sign indicates that what? H and T are inversely proportional. Positive sign indicates what? G and T is proportional. T proportional to G. T proportional to G. Whereas T inversely proportional to H. The negative sign indicates inversely proportional. Here no sign means positive. That means T proportional to G. Okay, na? Solve this question all of you. So, in the feedback control system shown below, STA represents the sensitivity of transfer function to a change in A. If in steady state STA equal to 0.4, the nominal value of Ka is, this is K. Nominal value of Ka is, use the sensitivity. First find closed loop transfer function. Find closed loop transfer function. Find closed loop transfer function, all of you. What is the closed loop transfer function? Tell. T equal to what? A by S plus 2. Opposite sign of feedback. Minus means plus. Numerator product with feedback gain 3A. This is the closed loop transfer function. You have to find STA. In steady state means put it S equal to 0. In steady state means DC, frequency 0. So first find STA. Find STA. equal to what? Tell. Dou T by T divided by dou A by A. Come on, find it. A by T into dou T by dou A. You concentrate on solving and you concentrate on collecting the data, either it is there in the mind or not. If it is not there, not able to collect, then again one more time read it, all these points. You refer the main book and then get it all these points. Okay, na? S plus 2. You write in a small paper which topic you are unable to recollect it, that you revise once or twice again. Dou T by dou A. If you do here with respect to A, then what I will get? Numerator is 1 into S plus 2 plus 3A minus A U dash into U into V dash. V dash means 0, 0, you will get 3, na? 0 plus 0 plus 3 divided by S plus 2 plus 3A whole square. Square this cancel, A cancelled. Then here 3A also cancelled. If you observe, these 3A cancelled. Then what you will get earlier? What you will get? So STA equal to what? S plus 2 divided by S plus 2 plus 3A. This is the sensitivity. In steady state you find it STA. Steady state means in steady state. Frequency 0, omega 0, S0. That means what you are getting, tell? 2 by 2 plus 3A. How much given STA? STA given 0.4. That equal to 2 by 2 plus 3A. So what is the answer? Tell, come on. So if product here 0.8 plus 1.2 na 1.2A equal to 2. Then what you are get? What is the answer? Anybody? 1.2A equal to 1.2. A equal to what? 1. Or you got it, anybody? So this is about the first chapter. Okay? Next come to the second chapter. These topics you refer it once. So it is more than sufficient in the first chapter. Next chapter. Block diagrams and signal flow graph. Chapter 2. Block diagrams and signal flow graph. In this mainly two topics you have to concentrate. Mainly one is finding overall transfer function. Second one is a ratio of two nodes. This two you have to find. You have to practice. So just use the Mason's gain formula. Here use, for both the things we'll use Mason's gain formula only. What is the Mason's gain formula? Are remembered? Or remember the Mason's gain formula? Write it, all of you. Write the Mason's gain formula. Overall transfer function. Mason's gain formula, write it, all of you. Expanded form, I told it. Either remembered or not. Come on, write it. So overall transfer function equal to, come on. So first you have to select first forward path gain P1 into, next what you have to do? Observe non-touching loops to P1. Observe non-touching loops. NTL means non-touching loops to forward path P1. P1 means forward path. If all the loops touches, if all the loops touches to P1, then factor is 1. Then no need to write any more factor. Then factor is 1. No need to write. If non-touching loops are exist, if non-touching loops to P1, mention P1 also, non-touching loops to P1 or exist, for first forward path exist, then what you have to do? Exist, then you have to write 1 plus opposite sign of individual loop gains. Individual loop gains. I hope you remembered. Plus same sign of two non-touching loop gains plus opposite sign of three non-touching loop gains, and so on. Yes or no? And so on. Then plus again same thing you have to repeat. P2 into same thing you have to repeat. Like this only you have to repeat here. Divided by delta. In delta what happened? You should consider all the loops. Whereas in the numerator, you have to consider the loops which are non-touching only. Non-touching loops only will consider. So here 1 plus opposite sign of individual loop gains. 1 means individual. Plus same sign of two non-touching loop gains plus opposite sign of three non-touching loop gains plus and so on. I hope you remembered. Yes or no? Right. Now note down one question. Solve it. Find the transfer function. Come on, do it all of you. See, first forward path straight. C of S by R of S equal to. Anybody written the answer? Final answer, anybody? Write the answer, all of you. Do it. Completed? Good. So, what is the first forward path again? Tell straight. G1, G2, G3. G1, G2, G3. To this what? Here loop. This L1 is one loop, L2 is one loop, and like this straight. G1, G2, G3, L3. Total how many loops you are getting? 3 or 4? Anybody? Number of loops, 3 or 4? 3 or 4. Lakshmi, very good. Nayak, check it. Is there really 4? Only 3 loops. Only 3 loops. 4th loop not possible because you cannot come back here. If you start here, you can go like this, but you cannot come back here. Check it. If you start here, you can go like this, but you cannot come back here. The direction opposite. So only 3 loops are there. If you start here, you can go straight like this, straight. You can go and come back here like this. So that means this is L3. Total 3 loops only there. So G1, G2, G3, 1 loop plus second forward path is, to this what happened? First loop, here L1 touching, L2 touching, L3 also touching. Whereas for second forward path G4, second forward path is G4. To this what happened till here? To the second forward path G4, what happened here? So observe it here. Along this, here L2 touching, L3 touching, but L1 is non-touching. So that means what I should write? One opposite sign of loop gain means G2H1 divided by total all the loops you write 1 plus G2H1 plus G3H2. Yes or no? Third loop you tell plus G1, G2, G3. Third loop. Yes or no? G1, G2, G3. This is the answer. Are you written all of you? And non-touching loops. Don't forget non-touching loop. L1, L2 is non-touching. Minus minus become plus. What is the non-touching loop gain tell? G2H1 into G3H2. G3H2. This is the answer. Are you written this? Same answer?